Hello, welcome to Precision Academic World. This video explains the 2022 official PAC test for primary category, and this video explains the math. Okay, let's go right into the video. Okay, this is our WhatsApp contact, our email address, and my name is Mr. Johnson. I will be your instructor for this video. Let's continue. So this is the math. The math is the section 3, the third section. Please, if you're taking the retest, do well to read this instructions before answering the questions. Let's just continue. Now, after the instruction, you have the formula reference. Now the formula reference contains some formulas. You will have rectangle, triangle, circle, Pythagoras rule, a cylinder, some other information that can help you answer questions. Now look at this. They say refer. Okay, just a moment. They say refer to the formula reference to avoid unnecessary mistakes. So whenever you think you are missing something or you forgot a formula, come back to the formula reference. That would help you. Okay, let's get right into the questions and solve. Okay, so we'll have the first question. Question number 1 says a three-sided plane figure is called, okay, because it's three-sided, it's triangle, yes, so triangle D. Okay, let me tell you why A is wrong. A rectangle has 4 sides. 4 sides is not 3 sides. A trapezium as well has 4 sides, so it doesn't fit in. A polygon has 5 sides, so they don't work. Let's go to the next question. Okay, question number 2 says find the product of the first 4 even numbers. Okay, we have a whole lot of information there. So one is to find their product. Okay, and another thing is the first 4 even, the first 4. Okay, so what are even numbers? Even numbers, numbers that can be divided by 2. So have 2, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So I think I can stop here. But you can still continue. I'm stopping here because we just need we need 4, right? Just 4. We don't need all. So the 4. For 4, I just got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now they said product. What does product simply imply here? It talks about multiplying them. So 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 8. Okay, that will give us our answer. Okay, but then 2 multiplied by 4 is 2 times 4 is 8. 6 times 8. I can also as well say 8 times 6. So, but let me just say 8 times 5. So that can be easy for me. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. You know why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because this exam does not require a calculator. So you just look at a possible way to make it easy for yourself, and that's it. And you don't want to know about multiplication. It doesn't really affect the number that comes first. So let's continue. From this point, look at something. They say the product. Actually, I just want to use my calculator because this is an instructional video. Let me just bring my calculator and complete the process. Okay, so I have my calculator here. Let me bring it to this end. 8 times 8 multiplied by 48, 384. So 384. Okay. On the test day, or if I'm meant to do this, if I'm taking the retest, I will take our time to figure out the answer. I don't think I would bring a calculator. But then this question is a bonus. The accurate answer is not here, and the official test body gave this question as a bonus, so every student got it. So let's go to the third question and then move on to the fourth one. Okay, so the third question says what is the sum of the following numbers? So let's put them here. We can do that here. 4.34. Oh, sorry. Actually, says what is the sum of 0.23, 1.3, 2.51, and 0.3. Sorry for that. So let's go 0.23, 1.3. In decimals, make sure the decimal points align. 2.51, 2.51, 0.3. Okay, let's add from these 0 points. 3 plus 1 is just 4, right? 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So let's put down 3 here, taking 1 here. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 0 is still 4, so that's it. And then we place the decimal points at the appropriate place, so make sure you do that. Okay, haven't done that, the appropriate answer here is 4.34 is option A. So number 3 is option A, right? 4.34. Okay, now be very careful for an option like this. This is 4.43, and if you don't pay attention to details, you make mistake for that. That's more like a trap. Okay, let's go to the fourth question. The fourth and the fifth question. Okay, the fourth question says find the product of the square root of 36 and 16. What is the square root of 36? Okay, I think let's write it out. So square root of 36, product means multiply by square root of 16, right? Square root of 36 is 6, and square root of 16 is 4. I hope this is clear. So from here now, 6 multiplied by 4 will give us the answer, and 6 multiplied by 4 is 24. 24, and that's B, option B. Okay, let's go to the fifth question. It says subtract 3219 from 3258. Students make mistake sometimes with this kind of question. And what's that mistake? So when for instance, if we say subtract 2 from 7, it simply means 7 minus 2 if you're meant to write it, not 2 minus 7. No. So this kind of question, you will have 3258 minus 3219. So not the opposite, not 3219 minusing or subtracting 3258. So 3258 multiplied by 3219. Let's subtract 8 subtract 19 cannot actually work, so we come here, take 1, adding here becomes 18. So 18 minus 9 is 9, and then 4, this remains 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. So we got 39. So sorry, 39, not 36. So we got 39. Okay, what is 39? Because we need to pay attention to information. It says write your answer in Roman numeral. So what is 39 in Roman numeral? Not just and then don't be confused when you solve and you don't see the value here. Make sure you read through the question and be sure you solve for the right thing if you follow the instruction completely. So in Roman numeral, 30 is x, and 9 is ix. But it happens to be that the answer is not in the option, so we would have left it, but because of the sake of this video, it's an instructional video, I need to explain everything, so that's why we had to explain to the end. This question is another bonus question, and every student got it correctly. So that's it. Let's go to the next question. Question number 6 and 7. Okay, they are twin questions, so they go together. Use the following information to answer questions 6 to 7. Okay, we have A. So let's take note of some values here. Take note of some values. A is 2, C is 5, M is 3, T is 1, and P is 0. Take note of this information, they will help us. Okay, so let's continue. The first one said solve for the 6A, solve for this. So 3A not 6A, 3A plus 5T plus 6. You should simplify that. So 3 brackets. What is A? A is 2 plus 5 brackets. What is T? T is 1 plus C. C is just 5. 3, bracket means multiplication in mathematics. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 5 times 1 is 5 plus 5. So from here, we'll be having 6 plus 5 is 11, right? Plus 5 again is 16. And the right option here is option A. That's the accurate option. Okay, now what is the value of math? This can be very much challenging if you don't pay attention to this information here, this value of math. So from here, math is equal to m is what? M is 3, so you just have to multiply them out. M is 3, a is 2, and t is 1. That's the value of math. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 1 is 6 as well, and the right option here is option B. I hope this is clear. Just pay attention to necessary information and you definitely fix it. Okay, let's go to question number 8. Okay, question 8 says, what is the radius of a circle whose diameter is 10? I think the formula reference has some information about circle. Let's go to those information and see if we can have something. Wow, so we'll have something right here, and this is its radius. Radius of a circle is diameter divided by 2. Okay. Wow. So radius of a circle simply means divide diameter by 2. So if the radius is 10, divided by 2 is 5, and that's the answer. Okay, the answers didn't have option, but that's the correct 5. Or we can just simply use the formula. Radius is diameter divided by 2, and we have diameter as 10. Divide 10 by 2, we are left with 5. Okay, because it's centimeter, put the units. Let's go to questions number 9. Okay, and then up to 10. We are progressing, and that's nice. Okay, what is the value of k in k minus 3 equal to 12? So we have k minus 3 is equal to 12. This is algebra. So at this very point, k can never subtract 3. So we have to collect like terms. Collect like terms. Okay. So collect like terms here. This 3 moving over to this end. So it becomes k is equal to 12 plus 3. And here it becomes k is equal to 15. Right? So the right option for this question is option D. Let's go to questions number 10. Okay, question number 10 says, solve for the LCM of 12. That is, find the LCM of 12 and 18. So let's do that here. 12 and 18. Okay, let's do that together. So we are going to start from 2, the least common number that can divide them. Okay, 2 divided by 12 is 6. 2 divided by 18 is 9. 2 divided 6 is 3. 2 divided 9, no, it cannot go, you bring 9 down. Okay, at this point 2 cannot go again, we'll now use 3. 3 divided 3 is 1. 3 divided 9 is 3. 3 can still go. 3, this one is done, just bring 1 down. 3 divided 3 is 1. So at this very point we are done with the LCM. So let's multiply through. So we'll have LCM is equal to 2 multiplied by 2, and that's 4, multiplied by 3. 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 multiplied by 3 is 36. So question number 10 is C. Okay, question number 10 is C, and that's the LCM. Let's solve for the HCF here. Okay, HCF simply means highest common factor. So let's solve for the common factors of the following numbers here. Number 8, factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Now remember that factors are numbers that can divide a number without a remainder, and know that 1 is the factor of every number, and every number is a factor of itself. So 1 can always divide, is a factor of every number. 2 can divide 12, 3 can divide 12, 4 can divide 12, 6 can divide 12, and 12 can divide itself, because a number is a factor of itself. So 16, 1 can divide 16, 2 can divide 16, 4 can divide 16, 8 can divide 16, and 16 itself can divide 16. So factors of a number are those numbers that can divide that number without a remainder. So right now we know the factors of the number, right? Let's look out for the common factors. Common factors here, we'll have 1 is common, 2 as well is common. Okay, we'll have 3 is not common, so we'll have 4 is common, 8 is not common, and 6 is not common. Every other number here is not common. I don't know if you get now. Now, according to the instruction, they said highest common factor. That's the meaning of HCF, highest common factor. Now, what's the highest common factor here? 1 is there, 2 is there, and 4. The highest common factor is 4. So the option here for 11 is A. I hope this is making sense. Let's go to questions number 12. Okay, question number 12. There are a couple of ways to solve this question. Question number 12 says Musa bought 8 loaves of bread for 240 naira. How much will 3 loaves cost? So you can actually find the cost of 1 and then solve for the cost of 3. I can use proportion, but let's start by solving the cost of 1. So 8 loaves of bread cost 240 naira. So for us to find the cost of 1 loaf, we need to divide both sides by 8, or divide 240 by 8. So 8L is equal to 240 divided by 8 divided by 8. So let's cancel out here. And 1 loaf is equal to, now let's do 240 divided by 8. Let's do that here. Let's do that just a moment. Okay, let's do that here. 240 divided by 8. 2 here is 4. 2 here is 1 and 2. Bring 0 up. That's 122. Here is 2. 2 here, 2 into this is 6. You bring your 0. 2 here is 1. And 2 here is 3. You bring your 0. So this is giving us 30. So it means 1 loaf of bread will cost 30 naira. Now if 1 loaf is 30 naira, 3 loaves means you have to multiply this 30 by 3. So 3 loaves will cost 30 times 3, and that's 90 naira. So 3 loaves is equal to 90 naira. But funny enough, 90 naira is, or 90 is not in the option. So because of that, the test makers actually made this question a bonus. So this is another bonus question. Wow, I think the students are going to love this. But it's not really funny. Okay, let's continue. So let me use the other method I told you about. So this method, I believe you've taken note of that. If you want to write it down, just pause the video or take it back. So let's solve using the other method. Just a moment so I can just make some space for myself. Okay, let's continue. Now the other method is proportion. So they said 8 loaves of bread cost 240. So 8 loaves of bread cost 240. And then how much will 3 loaves cost? So 3 loaves will cost, we don't know, let's call it X or Y. So from this very point, because you have 2 fractions set equal to themselves, you cross multiply. So we cross multiply here. So cross multiply. If you cross multiply, you have 8 times x. So 8 times x and equal to 240 multiplied by 3. So 8 times x here gives us 8x is equal to 240 multiplied by 3. Okay, we can actually use this kind of calculation and do that. Well, to save some time, I might employ my calculator. So 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 you carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1, 7. So 720. Okay, so let's just clear this off. 720. So up next, you need to divide both sides by 8. So 8x, this is x, divided by 8 is equal to 720 divided by 8. Cancel out. So 8 can cancel out, and x is equal to, let's bring in calculator. 720 divided by 8. Let's seek for help. Okay, let me bring it to this point. 720 divided by 8. Oh, we'll have 90 as well. We'll have 90. So you see, the first method was correct as well. So we still got 90. Okay, and that's it. Let's go for question number 13. Okay, question number 13 says 100 oranges were shared between 3 siblings, Tony, John, and Amaka, in the ratio of 2:3:5. Each received according to their ages. If Amaka is the eldest and Tony is the youngest, how many oranges will John receive? So Amaka is the eldest, means, and they are receiving according to their ages, means she has the ratio of 5. Tony has the ratio of 2 because he's the youngest. So John is between them. So it means John will be that of 3. So when you're solving a ratio question, what's the first thing you have to do? You have to look out for the total ratio. So total ratio here is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 5, and that's 10. So total ratio is 10. Okay, from this very point you're solving for John, right? So because you're solving for John, ratio of John is 3 over total ratio 10 multiplied by number of items being shared 100. So 0 here can cancel 0. I'm cancelling that because in this calculator, in this test, you don't use calculator, so cancelling that makes things very much easier. You don't have to work with big numbers or a whole lot of numbers. So 3 multiplied by 10 is 30. So that's 30, and that makes number 13b. Okay, so question 16 and 17 go together. Question 16 and 17 go together, and let's get them. Okay, question 16 17 says Dalo bought a toy car for 165 naira and sold it for 210. Wow, that's nice. The business person. Okay, question number 14 says from the business transaction it can be said that Dalo had loss, made profit, invested, had a simple interest. Okay, let's go to the formula reference. There are some information there about profit and loss. I think I can remember. Okay, right here. So watch this: profit, selling price minus cost price, loss, cost price minus selling price. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So profit is selling price minus um, cost price. So I can write it somewhere here. Okay, so profits, selling price minus cost price, while loss is cost price minus selling price. So let's continue from this very point now. When if someone bought an item for 165, let's use our natural wisdom or instinct. Let me say instinct, intuition, anyone, and you sold that item for 210. Did you lose or did you make profit? You made profit because you sold it higher than you bought it, so he made profit. Even without applying math here, you just use your sense and you are figuring out the answer. Okay, so they said calculate Dalo's loss or gain based on your answer to the previous question. So in the business transaction, so from the previous question we said he made profit, right? And from our formula we'll say profit is selling price minus cost price based on what we got. So what is the selling price? He sold it for 210. That was selling price. Let me take this a little bit back so I can still see. So selling price is 210, right? Hope you saw it. He sold it for 210 while he bought it for 165. 165. Okay, so let's do that here. 210 minus 165. 0 minus 5 cannot work, so just take one here. So 10 minus 5 becomes 5. Then here is now 0. You take one here, so that becomes 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, and this is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so 45, and the right option for question 15 is C. Okay, and that's it. Let's go to questions number 17. Okay, sorry, 16. 16 before 17. Okay, question number 16 says which of this shape is a cone? Okay, so we have some shape here: shape I, shape IV, and V. I think naming them can help. Actually, this is a cone. The shape I is a cone. Cone. This is a cylinder. This is a sphere. Okay, you can call this will I say cuboid, because this is not a cube, so you can call it a cuboid. And this one is a pentagon. Okay, now so I is cone and we are done. Very much simple. Question number 17 says calculate the area of a triangle whose altitude is 18 cm with base of 4 cm. Now if you forget this, you can go back to the formula reference. You will see a triangle there, and the area is half base times height. So this is 1 over 2 BH, half base times height. Let's go back to the question and solve. Okay, number 17. So area of a triangle is half base h, half base times height. So calculate the area of a triangle whose altitude is height. Altitude is same thing as height, is 8 with base cm of 4. So base is 4 and altitude is 8. So you can actually say 4 times 8 before you continue. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 8. Okay, I want to do 4 times 5. That would be easy for me. 4 times, okay, yes, 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28, and 4 times 8 is 32, right? Yeah, I think that's easy for me that way. All over 2. You know, this test you don't use calculator, but let's be sure that we'll solve for the right thing. So let's check 4 multiplied by 8. All correct. Wow. So divided by 2, 32 divided by 2 is 16, right? Yes, 16. Remember, this is area is in square units. Okay, so the answer for questions number 17 is B. Now number 18 says list the first 5 prime numbers. What do we know about prime numbers? Prime numbers are numbers that can only be divided by themselves and 1. Examples of prime numbers are 2. In listing prime numbers, you start from 2, you don't start from 1. 2, 3, 5. 4 is not a prime number because 2 can divide 4. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and all that. So let's look at option C. Option C has 1. Is wrong. Prime numbers don't start from 1. Let's check option D. Option D is up here. It's also wrong. Prime numbers don't start from 1. So let's go down there. Okay, so the first 5 prime numbers, just like we have to solve here. Let's get that fixed here. Is sorry. Okay, just a moment. So 2, the first prime numbers, you have 2, 3, that is the first 5, 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Yes. Okay, and that's consistent with option A, right? Yes. No. I almost fell for this trap. That's consistent with option B, right? Okay, yes. Now look at something about this. Option A is as well correct, but option A skipped 11 and went to 13. So that's just the only reason why option A is wrong. Okay, let's check question 19. What is the area of a rectangle whose length is 4 cm and width is 2 cm? Now remember, area of a rectangle is length times width, right? Or length times breadth. So what's the length here? Whose length is 4 and width is 2? And that's giving us 8 cm squared. So the option here is option B. This 2 is actually squared, not really just 2. Okay, question number 20. Solve for the value of for m in 2m. Okay, 2m plus 2 is equal to 10. So from these very points, what do? We collect like terms because 2m can never add to 2. So let's collect like terms. Collect like terms. Okay, we'll have 2m is equal to 10 minus 2. So 2m is equal to 8. Now divide both sides by 8. By 2, sorry, because 2 is the coefficient there. We are solving for m, not for the value of 2m. Divided by 2, cancel out. So 8 divided by 2 gives us 4, right? So the answer here is 4. Okay, so that makes option A the accurate answer. Okay, now for questions, okay, we'll have a notice here. Let me just identify that. Now I told you, while taking the retest, make sure you read every instruction. Actually, I'm skipping some things because this is more like an instructional video, like explaining some concept to us. So it's not really I'm not really taking the retest, but if you're taking the retest, pay attention to all these kind of details. Pay attention, they can make you lose a mark or lose some points. So this one says write in figure 2,040,506. So this is 2 million, so 2 for million, 40,000, 040 is 40. Don't forget that. Don't forget that the 0 behind 4 is this 0 is not really significant, so it does not have, there is no number to strengthen its value. You understand? Okay, so 40,000 will be 040, 40,000 040, and then 506 506. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, the next we'll have grade 4 class at Ehi Road Primary School has a total of 35 pupils. So in this class, the total number of person total in the class is 35. Wow. Okay, if 10 pupils were absent, now absent will have 10. How many pupils were present? So present we should have 25. And how are we getting this 25? You get 25 by simply saying